against the 14-10 UCLA Bruins. Rebecca Alec out of Lincoln, Nebraska, the senior, having another spectacular year as we take a look at the Cornhuskers starting lineup. Terea Sigler, outstanding freshman. Riley there along with Choboy at the libero. Harper Murray, Andy Jackson, Alec we talked about. Virginia Adriano out of Italy will be the starter. And here are the Bruins, 8-6, coming off a narrow win over Northwestern. Lutz will be the defensive specialist. A lot of pressure and focus on Kate Duffy. Lola Schumacher, the transfer from Wisconsin, having a fantastic season at the libero. And Holly, you're right, Sheridan Leverett has got to score points for UCLA to have a chance against this outstanding team from Lincoln, Nebraska. Cornhuskers in their road black uniforms. Dubbed by Maggie Lee, out of China, the transfer from Cal. Good throw down by number 27, Harper Murray, 6'2" junior, out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, two-time returning All-American.
First play of this match, and UCLA gives Nebraska a free ball. It cannot go that way, or this is going to be a short night for the Bruins.
Head coach Danny Busboom-Kelly telling me this morning that Harper Murray has such an array of shots, but is so consistent, really does a wonderful job of moving the ball around, hitting for a fabulous percentage. On the overpass, number 15, Andy Jackson takes care of it, the 6'3" junior out of Brighton, Colorado.
Lainey Choboy putting some pressure on the Bruins with a tough serve, and this one gets over, and Andy Jackson, quick hands to attack that ball and throw it down.
Workable pass out to Leverett for the first time, working into the cross court, and successfully by Sheridan Leverett.
Sheridan Leverett for the Bruins has really worked on her deep corner shot, opening up the courts. She loves that 4-to-4, the sharp angle from the left that goes inside the 3-meter line, but that deep corner can be so effective for her.
We mentioned the transfer portal, really good sign for UCLA, getting Pagrong Kong, the transfer from Louisville out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, onto the floor. Heavily bandaged right knee. She's played sparingly throughout the course of the season. And UCLA really needs her for the stretch run. Nice block by Leverett with some help from number 11, Mariana Singletary, the 6'4" redshirt junior out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Sheridan Leverett getting really disciplined, locating that ball, protecting the line, and then Mari Singletary getting out late to close, but Leverett's the one who gets that for UCLA.
20th meeting all time between the Cornhuskers and the UCLA Bruins. Nebraska has won 14 in this series, won 8 out of the last 9 and 5 in a row. Kong a little bit mistimed, but will take it. PK, as she is known, with a tap down. Very successful, experienced player at the highest levels for Louisville.
PK brings leadership to this UCLA team. She's used to going off 1 foot, not used to hitting that high ball off 2 feet, so getting more and more comfortable. And it's hard. She hasn't had a lot of time to work on that because of her knee.
Here's Kate Dovey, averaging just under 10 assists per contest. Really good insistent passing right now by Nebraska, but that ball hit over the top of the block and out of bounds by Virginia Adriano. And we're mentioning PK, and Danny Busboom-Kelly knows all about Pagrong Kong because she had 8 very successful years at Louisville before coming back home. Talked to her this morning. She grew up 30 minutes from Lincoln, Nebraska, Adams High School. Duffy again, this is that into the top of the tape. Between these two teams, particularly for UCLA, Nebraska's a big favorite. What is UCLA? What buttons do they have to push early?
One, it starts from the service line. They need to be really aggressive, and they cannot let up the pressure from the service line. And then they need to move the ball around the court using the edges of the big Nebraska block.
Medium pass to Leverett. Nice throw down. That's a really smart shot by number 9 in white, Sheridan Leverett. Alfie Reft in his 3rd season, 14 and 15 last year, associate head coach for the Toreros down in San Diego when they went to the national semifinals, assistant coach to our good friend Karch Kirai in Paris, Olympic silver medal. Here is Leverett out of Hampton, Georgia. First team All Big Ten last year, as well as an honorable mention All-American. Taylor Landfair coming on for the first time in 2022 for Minnesota. Taylor Landfair was the Big Ten Player of the Year. Struggled a little bit in terms of efficiency last year, only came in at 215. What a turnaround, hit 330 for the Cornhuskers. perfect pass that time by Schumacher, but that's going to be a center line violation. Boy, you hate to see that. I didn't think there was any contact or any risk there at all, but it must have been called on the setter, Duffy.
I think Kate Duffy trying to get her feet to that ball crossed over, but I love the feed and the kill by Mari Singletary. Bruins need to go to the middle, especially Mari Singletary, who can put up big numbers offensively for them.
Working on Lee, the front row attacker, and that ball is blocked. Landfair along with Jackson.
PK for UCLA needs to get her feet to the ball. She's gliding to that ball and hitting it on the way down, and that plays right into Nebraska's block. You see the timing, she's up and then on the way down, and you want to hit at the peak of your jump.
Harper Murray leads the Cornhuskers in assists, with aces on 25 on the year. Landfair very good at recycling the ball, getting another big swing, but an unforced error. Adriano has missed one out of bounds, and Taylor Landfair, number 12 in black, missed that one wide. A break for UCLA, tied at 6.
Credit the Bruins. They've been on point defensively, presenting a big block and forcing the Nebraska hitters to make tough decisions.
Singletary back to serve, a transfer from Texas. 6th in the conference in blocks per set. Nice pass by Murray. Her passing numbers are exceptional. Duffy was all over that tip. Lee looking for a piece of the block. We might have our first challenge. The ball was called out of bounds. You get 2 challenges to start the match. You can challenge touch, ball in or out, 3-meter line foot fault violation, service line violation, a net fault, as well as a pancake, 4 contacts as well. Andy Jackson back to serve. 6'3" junior, first-team All-American last year, and even better this year, the all-time leader in terms of hitting efficiency in the history of Nebraska volleyball, which is really saying something.
UCLA right now needs to pull that pass off the net. Kate Duffy's back row, so Rebecca Alec able to attack that for Nebraska. Back row setter.
Lee stepping in, medium pass, outside the roll shot. Jackson all over that. Alec is blocked. Landfair is blocked. Good work defensively at the net. That phase of the game, and Kong just missed it out of bounds. How tough a transition for Kong. 4 years at a high level in the middle for Louisville, and now playing on the right side.
First of all, watch this block by UCLA. Bergen Riley slides under that pancake, and then Kong takes a big rip down the line for UCLA, just misses that long.
Pressure on Lee in reception. There's the 1-foot takeoff, but Taylor Landfair says no way.
Nebraska's serving the ball extremely tough, but I feel like UCLA is getting a nice pass. It's going forward, just too tight to the net. They need to give their setter, Kate Duffy, some space to run the offense. I also want to see UCLA start getting their middles more involved.
Good use of the timeout by Alfie Ref. 2 timeouts per set, along with 15 substitutions. The liberos moving in and out do not count against that subtotal. Kat Lutz, 5'4" junior out of Del Mar, California, 28 matches last year. On to serve, 22 in white for UCLA. Working on Choboy. And Landfair at 6'5", using all of it to throw the ball down quickly.
One of the things that makes Taylor Landfair so good is her high point of contact. That ball gets a little past her, but she's so high, able to clear the block. Well-placed ball by Taylor Landfair. Her numbers have definitely improved, much more efficient. She's been really consistent on that left pin for Nebraska.
Good pass by Schumacher, dug by Riley. That ball's up. Transition chance, really good swing that time by Taylor Landfair. Outstanding defense on both sides.
How about Lainey Choboy in the backcourt for Nebraska? Love the way she throws her body, gets under this beautiful pancake, and then she digs the hard ball down the line. Lainey Choboy is such a huge asset for this Nebraska team.
On the slide again, and look at this. You talked about stifling defense, no question about it. Right now, Nebraska is dominating in the blocking phase.
UCLA needs to vary where they're setting that ball, so you shorten up Taylor Landfair's approach in terms of her swing block. She's getting in front of that and taking all ball, and the hitter has nowhere to go. The only thing the hitter can do is work off the outside hand.
Double sub coming on now for Alfie Ref. Zayna Myers, the transfer from Long Beach State, coming on along with Anastasia Ivkovic on the right side, and she will immediately get a swing. Another chance in trans. Adriano off the inside hand, and Nebraska rolling right now, doubling up on the Bruins.
Virginia Adriano at 6'5" on that opposite for Nebraska has such a nice range, but the ability to use the edges of the block in her favor.
That ball served out of bounds, continuing pressure applied by Nebraska. In the serving phase, they are 16th in terms of aces per set. They serve in a lot. That doesn't tell you the whole story. What a team's pass against Nebraska when the ball is in play. There is Maggie Lee. Had an outstanding year last year from Cal. She was in the top 4 in kills per set in the ACC. Perfect pass in system. Alec. Setter taken out of the play. Good set in transition. Leverett is dug by Choboy. Tough chance. That ball set too tight. Really, really smart shot that time by Leverett off the outside hand of the Nebraska block.
When we talked to Alfie Ref, the head coach for UCLA this week, he talked about transition attempts and what we do with this ball. Sheridan Leverett, textbook use of Virginia Adriano's right hand away from the defense.
Attacking Choboy. Alfie Ref said that they might, and Rebecca Alec off the edge of the block and down. 2.5 kills per set, hitting .427 on the season, and 3rd in the conference's blocks is Rebecca Alec.
Your defense, especially your front court defense, cannot relax against any of the Nebraska hitters, and then you've got a back row attacker as well that can hurt you.
Working on the left front attacker once again. That's been a theme early on for Nebraska, and there's Alec once again.
I love a transition set to the middle. Credit Rebecca Alec for the footwork. After she blocks, she gets back quickly, makes herself available to Bergen Riley. Really hard work to do that as a middle attacker.
Good reception by Leverett. Ivkovic, poor decision there. Should have played on with a lot of rain. And it's raining stuffs and kills right now for Nebraska.
It certainly is. Nebraska just setting up opportunities with the tough serves, getting UCLA out of trouble and then cleaning things up at the net.
Nebraska dominating in the serve and receive phase right now. If you look at Nebraska's numbers, I said what they were doing aces-wise. That doesn't tell the story, but in reception, they're at 53% good or perfect. Their opponents at 46%. And they've missed their share, but they do put on a lot of pressure and continue to lead this 19-10. When Nebraska gets into the red zone, which is 20 or above, they're a perfect 63-0 in sets so far. Remember, they have won 46 straight sets, 15 straight sweeps. And all but one of those coming in the Big Ten Conference. The other was against Arizona right before the start of conference play. Nice play by Lola Schumacher. Mentioned that she played last year for Wisconsin, all Big Ten freshman team, and leads the Big Ten right now at 4.3 digs per set and a very good receiver. Oh, nice play out of the middle. Mariana Singletary with a single one-on-one stuff.
Rebecca Alec has been having her way offensively for Nebraska out of the middle. This time, Mari Singletary fronts Rebecca Alec, gets her hands over the net quickly, takes it away from Nebraska.
Terea Sigler, the outstanding 6'3" freshman out of Arizona, two-time the Arizona Player of the Year, being targeted. Very nice reception. Really well done. Dug by Schumacher. Leverett going off speed. Nice step in by Sigler once again. Choboy on the hustle, but a better block. Both teams have been good in that phase.
defense so important if you want to have a chance against Nebraska. Lola Schumacher keeps it alive, and then the block stuff by Duffy and Singletary of the Bruins.
Still a comfortable lead for Nebraska. Murray's been fairly quiet so far, just 1 for her first 8. Leverett going inside the block, right on the side. A very difficult schedule. They have played just about everybody. Beat Pitt, beat Stanford, beat Kentucky, beat Creighton, beat Louisville. And the Big Ten is no layup either. Schumacher. Murray, good high flat shot. You could hear the touch by 27 in black. Her second kill on 9 swings.
Harper Murray has all the tools because they have so many offensive weapons. She doesn't have the big numbers in terms of kills, but nice flat swings, and you see 68-0 when they get to 21st.
I sold Nebraska short. I had it at 63. I'll start crew at 68. Off speed, Schumacher can't get there. Lutz was also there. Very smart shot once again by Harper.
Here it starts with the dig. Look at Lainey Choboy coming all the way across the court, and then Harper Murray, we saw her go down the line high and then off speed to the middle, mixing it up.
Back row to Lee. I'm not sure that ball cleared, but Adriano, Harper Murray, and Andy Jackson were all there.
Nebraska on the defensive assignment, putting up a triple block on the back row attack for UCLA.
During the course of this run, Nebraska has not only swept 15 straight opponents, but the average score is 25-18 in all of those matches, and all but one of those in the Big Ten.
And the last 3 matches, Nebraska has hit over 400, and to hit as a team over 400 a match is really impressive.
They're on pace to set a new all-time record. Nebraska has never hit over 300 for a season. And they're way ahead of that now. They're number 1 in the country, as we showed you right before first serve, at 348. And Texas is number 2 at 308, so that's some real separation. 331 the current record, and then you see going back to 07 and 05, but on pace to set a new all-time record. Nebraska 2 points away. Leverett getting one-on-one. Choboy was there.
Duffy putting up a really nice ball to Sheridan Leverett, but I'd like to see her establish her middles. Mari Singletary's one-on-one with Andy Jackson, and she's been able to score big numbers for UCLA. You want to get your middles going early.
Singletary has yet to take a swing. Excellent point, Holly McPeak. Here's Leverett again after the side-out score, working on Murray. Oh, beautiful cut. Danny Busboom-Kelly said Harper Murray is super consistent and has lots and lots of variety in her attacking phase.
Harper Murray's elite in the way that she sees the court. First, she has to handle the pass, and the way she hand contacts the ball. Look at that spin going away from the defender. Really impressive.
Set point number 1. Maggie Lee into the cross court. Choboy would like to have that one back. Just a final thought on Harper Murray. Takes a lot of very difficult swings in a tough league, and I gave you the non-conference schedule they played. She's hitting 305 on the season. That's a big number for number 27 in black. Set point number 2. Here is Singletary for the Bruins, who come in with an 8-6 record, beat Northwestern in 5 most recently. That ball out of bounds and right about on their average, 25-18 during this 46-set streak. And now they take the opening set at Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA.